To kick off my speech, I'd like to begin by quoting a poetic genius very near and dear to my heart. We started from the bottom, now we here. Thanks, Drake. And he cannot be any more right. We did start from the bottom. We started at the bottom of the food chain, the bottom of the animal kingdom. In the peaking year of 2009, we began in a small cage as mere cavemen of this unknown territory of Lanscrews High School. We wanted to grow and learn and be infinite, but we had no clue how to begin. So many of us had aspirations to do so much, yet our teachers were still trying to get us to memorize the Pythagorean theorem. Heck, most of us were still trying to figure out the numbering system of the classrooms. Now, after being cooped up in this cage of LCHS for 4 years, we became wild animals that didn't know any better. As our senior year draws to an end, there is no taming the beast. In fact, I'm surprised that we all managed to stay seated this long. See, this is such a critical moment that we are too locked to stay still and too curious to stay focused. Walking across that stage cannot come any sooner. I think it's safe to say that we are ready to move on and explore. Some of you will be attending college, some will be pursuing a career right off the bat, some will join the military, and some will stay at home and do nothing but eat all the Cinnamon Toast Crunch in your parents' house and leave the empty box in the cupboard. But, whichever path you choose to take, make sure you do it with a positive outlook. You know, see the glass half full instead of half empty. No one does optimistic thinking better than little kids. I know this is a climactic point in our lives where we finally move on to being adults. I get that. However, no matter how much we age, our youth is far too valuable to ever let slip away. Can you guys remember back to those days of being kids? Pay close attention and perhaps take notes, because we can learn from them. Have you ever watched a little kid play Red Rover? That kid will run with more tenacity than the college running back expected to win the Heisman. What about when a kid simply tries to avoid a pothole in the street? That kid will take a leap of faith, grabbing more air than Shaun White could ever imagine achieving at the X Games. I know what you're thinking. David, nice try, but nobody acts with passion like that these days. Oh yeah? What about Ryan Sowers, for example? Have you ever seen the beauty that kid can achieve when he touches a canvas? How about Emily Fowler? She's a living example that the pen is truly mightier than the sword. Same goes for Callie Palomino. I too believe that one day she will dance with Beyonce. Let's not neglect the youth still grasped in some adults. Mrs. Benavides. She helped us witness that miracles do happen every day. But the most important display of passion can be taken from Sawyer Malinowski. He taught us that just because he is not part of a team does not mean he cannot be a part of the family. But whichever path you choose to take, though these people act with immense passion, always hoping for the best, I believe that the most beautiful people in the world were passionate. Now let's hope we find our purpose in life, and that we act on it without a second to waste. Lots of people think that I have my purpose figured out, that I already know my niche in the world, and quite frankly, I don't, and I cannot be more thrilled. See, the greatest chapter of our lives is discovering our destiny. It'll be difficult, but if things were easy to find, they wouldn't be worth finding. And promise me this one thing. Before you set out on this expedition, just take a breather. At least until you truly find out who you are. Not the person you were meant to be, but who you really are. Even if you can't stand to look at your face in the mirror, be yourself. Stay there long enough not to love what appears on the outside, but to love who you are on the inside. After that, your path will be far more visible. Now the search for your destiny, that's a thriller. See, the hunt requires a little extra finesse. Ever since freshman year, I knew I was part of a spirited class. I mean, am I right? have tons of spirit? I think it's our passion that most definitely trumps everything else cool about us. You don't think so? Let's go back to freshman year when we beat the seniors in tug of war. Or when we dominated the polls for Channel 4 Frenzy. Not once, but twice. And what about when we started this whole Lancer Country business? Ladies and gentlemen, that's not just spirit, that's passion. See, I've seen the passion we can bestow. The only difference between then and now is that we cannot rely on each other to bring that fire. We must act passionately ourselves every day. We must strive to be better every day. Sure, times may become difficult and life will throw roadblocks our way. But just like at Cedar Point, we must endure the line before we can enjoy the ride. I've had my preferred number of mistakes, especially my senior year. But I managed to persevere, which is why I'm standing before you all right now. Because of my determination to adjust to speed bumps, I have become the wise scholar I am today. Mistakes are fine, as long as you learn from them. Miss Frizzle from the Magnet School Bus always said, take chances, make mistakes, get messy. In a matter of minutes, you'll be walking across this very stage to be handed a fancy piece of paper with your name written in some nifty font. So there's your chance. There is your golden opportunity to finally make something of yourself. Carpe diem. That's a Latin term meaning seize the day. We've come a long way, class of 2013, and it's been real. You know, if the sun were to explode, we would not even know about it until 8 minutes later, because that's how long it takes for light to travel back to us. For 8 whole minutes, the world would still have light and feel warm. These past 4 years have given us light when we wanted it, and the warmth when we needed it, and are now coming to an end in this very moment. Just because high school is ending does not mean our journey stops here. Hold on to those 8 minutes. Graduating class of 2013, this time, we start living in the light. Thank you.